just the tip. Oh, what's up, people? It's Seth. I ran late at work, so please excuse the well, I guess the shirt's all right. I feel like if this ever takes off, I should get a motorcycle from them as like payment. It is 10 o'clock on Wednesday. It is Seth, the happy hour with Seth. Thank you guys for joining me for happy hour. This chair is not the usual other Blue Met chair because, as stress relief, I like to shoot baskets. And it's tough to see, but there's a basketball hoop on the back of this chair. But it's, I don't know, 3 feet high. Let me tell you something. My old man used to tell me basketball used to be an old Jewish sport. And he'd name like these guys. There was Isaac Steinberg and Joshua Gottlieb on NYU during the Civil War, probably, because I'm like, are you kidding me? An all Jewish sport. I don't know. I can't think of one Jewish basketball player. The closest is probably Jeremy Lin when he was on the Knicks. I have a Jeremy Lin jersey. He's Chinese. He's very tall. I liked him. My Nick jerseys, I should raise this up a little. This might be noisy. Oh, not bad. This way it hides my chins. Speaking of Jeremy Lin, um, my Knicks jerseys are Charles Oakley, John Starks, Jeremy Lin, John Wallace. Those are my four Nick jerseys. So that'll kind of give you my age. But I, of course, have a Larry Bird jersey. I do have a Celtics Dana Barrows jersey. He was another great three-point shooter. I don't know what happened to him. Nothing it wasn't like Len Bias. Uh, someone said to me, I remember when it happened, we were talking about it, and someone said, oh, that guy Len Bias, he could party. And I said, apparently he couldn't party. That was the issue. He couldn't party. The 86 Mets, I was just talking about this today. The 86 Mets, I was in J.J. Phillips, sitting at the bar. Gary Glatzerman, game 6, Gary Glatzerman was bartending. I went to the bathroom and I ran into Joe Pepitone. I believe he was a former Yankee. Um, and I personally, this has nothing to do with anything. Joe Pepitone. I personally wouldn't wear a hairpiece. When this is gone, it's gone. I mean, I'll do whatever I can to make it not gone. I'll rub foam. I'll take a pill, whatever. I don't wear hats. Um, I rinse, I shampoo, rinse, and repeat. It says to do it, so I do it. And but I digress. Let me just quickly look at tonight's agenda. No teleprompter. Fuck that. Oh, I didn't want to start with cursing. Fuck that teleprompter. No cue cards. No need. But I do have the order. It's like the order of the Passover Seder. Everything has a place. Kadei Shoratat Karpas, so you got to follow the order. But I sent the studio, Strong Island Television, shout out. I sent them so much stuff because, as I always say, this was a good week. It was a fucked up week, but it was a good week. So Uncle Pete used to always say sometimes the only sense in life is a sense of humor. And he said that he wasn't even old. He was like in late 70s, maybe 80. Um, but when you live to be over 170, you still have 30% of your life, quality life. So that's cool. I hope that I have his jeans. They were Sears Toughskins, I believe. But I'm about the height that he was. I think we might be damn close in height. Uh, he was more of a badass than I could ever be. I mean, in my mind, I think I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a badass. I'm an ass, not a badass. I'm an ass. But wow, did I send them a ton of shit? So not a ton of shit, a ton of quality stuff. So the storage game is hit or miss. And as I say all the time, I posted a couple of shorts and I said, or reels or whatever they are. And I said, to you who put stuff in storage, this is your prized crapola. This is all the shit that it makes up your life. So in your mind, you're like, this stuff I must put in storage because I need it. To anyone else, it's crap. It's garbage. But to you, it means something, and I get that. But some of the stuff is just bizarro. We're also going to touch on Tinder and Match. I don't get it because I mean I see myself every day. I amuse myself. I think I'm fucking funny. I walk by the mirror. I'm like, I'm all right. I'm all right. I got a couple of extra chins, little bit of a gut. Not terrible. What you do is you wear baggy shirts, dark colors, vertical stripes help. But if the shirt's too tight, I saw a guy today at lunch, Jersey Mike's. Shout out to John at Jersey Mike's for making me arguably the best, for making Stan and I arguably the best sandwich ever, ever. This guy, he gave a shit. He cared. He did it right. He did his job. And that's a pet peeve of mine. Not putting your shopping cart back or not putting it like where the carts go. Biggest pet peeve. Are you fucking kidding me? You're too good to walk 10 feet and put your shopping cart where it belongs, and you're going to leave it in the middle of a spot, and it's a handicap spot. Well, you're a terrible person. So I actually have in my Tinder profile that I always put the cart back. Always. Always. I don't give a shit if there's 3 feet of snow. I'm going to drudge through that snow. Trudge or drudge? I'm going to trudge. I'm going to push my little Jewish legs through the snow and put the cart back. If I could get to my car with the cart, I could certainly put it back. So, so I felt it was worth mentioning in Tinder in my profile. I also am very proud of the fact that I am the world's okayest drummer. It's known throughout the land that I am the world's okayest drummer. Uh, the King of the Hebrews thing hasn't quite caught on yet. It's getting there. I'm almost at 1,000 hashtags of Jews for the number 4 Seth. Jews for Seth. Um, I think then I could definitely run for Pope. I don't know the age of the Chicago guy, but I think I could throw my yarmulke into the ring instead of my hat, my yarmulke. So they uh, and here's a positive: live music. It's July already. Holy shit, the summer's over. Am I depressed? Not really. So it's July. So now it's full live music season. Places have music. Monday nights, Kevin Sheehan has a Grateful Dead night at the Warehouse. So I'm looking like for a teleprompter, and there isn't one. I don't know why I'm holding this fucking phone. So, so like that's a Monday night. There are so many open mic nights, karaoke. I want to say Kitty O'Hara's on Merrick Road in Baldwin has Wednesday night karaoke. Problem is you can't go because you're here. The advantage is, uh, I think in 2 weeks I'm broadcasting from there on a Wednesday during karaoke night. You will see me sing something. I'll probably be taking care of business or something Frank Sinatra because he's the chairman of the board. Um, then I could, when I go visit my parents at the cemetery, tell them that I'm the chairman of the board, and it would be 100% truthful. I probably shouldn't be chewing gum. I should probably, oh, I should show you this. So I did a thing, the candy mafia. Oh, does that count as exercise? I feel like that's exercise. Vanilla Tootsie Rolls. If you've never had them, hit me up. Every T-shirt I'm sending out, I put a couple of vanilla Tootsie Rolls. I like to mix them with the chocolate. Sometimes I break them in half and I'll do half chocolate, half vanilla. Um, it's how I roll. And if I keep eating these, it literally will be how I fucking roll. Uh, Long Island beer, Long Island brewery. I don't know. It's like I can't speak anymore. Because what happened with Puff Daddy? I heard that the case is done. Uh, God damn. Now that guy can party. That guy can party. Um, some of the stuff that came out, people were shocked and upset. I was upset. I was like, how come I've never been to a white party? They don't come any whiter. I'm sorry. How come I've never been to a white party? And I forget what they call. Oh, I don't know. It'll come to me and I'll shout the word out. Whatever the fuck he called his parties. I don't know. He's uh he's P Diddy. He's Puff Daddy. He's Sean Puffy Combs. I would like a pair of those long Sean Puffy Combs. Sean John. Uh, they're like jean shorts, but they come down to your knees, so they're not capri pants. Which I don't know that they make capri pants for men. I would guess they must. Some guys would probably rock that look. I think I could wear that look. Pair of pink Jordans, tan capri pants, pink linen shirt. Bam. I think I could do it. I think it would work. I think that you don't have to be on a cruise to wear that kind of clothes. You don't have to be at the beach. You don't have to be, just wear it. Wear it. Make a statement. Okay, so the odds on the right eye running first were even money. Even money. The odds on the left eye running first, that was only about a 25% chance. So for those who went with DraftKings and bet on the right eye running first, you guys are spot on. And enjoy your riches. Enjoy the riches. One of those online gambling things says if you bet, I don't know, I think if you bet $500, they give you $200. They're not giving you a fucking thing. They'll put it in your account in tiny print. It'll say, "Oh, you can't use it. You're going to get hosed. And when you win a grand, we're going to take it back." And there's all kinds of shit. I hear stories people win. Sure, everyone's a winner. There are a couple of people who are sincerely lucky people who win, who have some sort of strategy and they win. There are ways to do it without cheating. there are ways to figure out what should come next. I had a couple of drinks with a good friend the other night, and she said to me, "Win for life, every other ticket pays," and she's probably watching this now. And Maureen, you were wrong. She was wrong. Um, so we bought a couple of tickets. She would scrape one, I would scrape one, scrape, scratch one, loser, loser, oh, I have to go this hand. No, it's backwards. I should have went that. I don't know. Loser. Both were losers. Today I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. It's $20. Maybe I'll win for life. Then I could back this show. I'll be on fucking channel 4 because I would assume on either 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. What could it cost to put a show on? It's not cable. You're not on Netflix or Julio or any of those things. You're on fucking a network, terrestrial television. So that just reminded me. So when I watch this later and critique myself and make myself feel terrible, I'm nasal, I'm old, I'm Jewish, I'm this, I'm that, I'm hunched over, whatever. The colors behind me and the bar lights are changing too slow, too fast. So when I critique myself later, I do have to remind myself that I already forget what I was going to remind myself. This really is like therapy. So you guys have to tell me where I mail my copay and I'll send it out. I'm good with that. Um, Geez Louise, I really can't think. It was regular television and I wanted, oh, Sirius Radio. So what I do is I get whatever the cheapest fucking deal is. Left Eye now. I get whatever the cheapest deal is. $1 a month, $2 a month. But I need the app. I need it on my phone. I need it on my Echo Dot thing. I need it everywhere. I need it, you know, it's XM radio. Once you have it, Sirius XM, whatever. Once you have it, it's real hard to listen to regular radio. A lot of commercials, a lot of talk. Although on classic rock, Carol Miller, I know, props to her, she's great, she's wonderful. She doesn't shut the fuck up on that channel. And I'm like, I'm on Sirius Radio, so I don't have to hear talking unless I go to a talk station. The other thing is that there's no wrestling. Johnny Cola, why is there no wrestling on Sirius Radio? I feel like there should be a wrestling channel. And if there is one now, I'm going to hear shit from people. I don't think there is one. There should be a wrestling channel. I see when I scroll through my reels on Facebook, Vince Russo always talking, always has something to say. And a bunch of old wrestlers. There's guys wrestling now that wrestled when I was a kid, and they are, well, I guess I was a teenager or young adult or whatever you call it. But these guys are fucking in their 50s and they're jacked like myself. And I'm sure it's all natural because they have like pimples all over their back and they're hung like a hamster. And I think that's all from steroids. You say good morning to them and they're like, fuck you. It's roid rage. Don't do steroids. That's my first PSA for the night. Don't do steroids. Don't drink and drive. Which I don't even get that. And I know this is nothing that was planned on the agenda, but I have no teleprompter. So I don't get the drinking and driving because you have an Uber, you have an Uber app, you have Lyft. I've recently discovered Lyft and I fucking love it. I love it. I've taken a guy rescued us when we were stranded in Fort Lauderdale near the airport, possibly in the airport. A Lyft guy rescued us, and we tipped him. I did not. Angela tipped this guy. I think it might have been a $250,000 for getting us to the airport. Um, but we went. The fucking shuttle bus just dropped us like we were a hot potato, like like it was a Jerusalem bus, and we were wearing dynamite vests. That's how quick they threw us out. Trying to be current with my examples. You know, when I say, oh, like last week, I said something about Tom Selleck. And then I had to explain that before he was the reverse mortgage guy who fucks your grandparents out of their house, he was Magnum PI. He was pretty cool. He was pretty sexy. You know, that's not my thing, but if I was ever incarcerated, I would take Tom Selleck as a cellmate. You will notice along the bottom is my YouTube channel. Of course, when I said it is when it switches, but it runs throughout the show, and it's youtube.com/at Seth Rock one. Um, I don't know why I didn't just leave it Seth Rock, because I'm sure when I got it, you know, back in the days of dial-up and AOL, you'll see videos of me inventing the Victrola on that channel. No, there is some funny shit with my kids, um, and I can talk about it because it was all brought up during the divorce. Throwing pumpkins out of the Mustang convertible at high speeds, um, shooting BB guns off the deck at signs and ship floating in the water. Um, I think there's a video of me jumping off the deck into the water, and my canal behind my house was maybe 6 feet deep, and you know, could have had a different outcome. Fortunately, I landed on my head, so that kind of explains things. So I do want to talk about. I have a lot of storage stories. It is not at all like Storage Wars on TV. Not at all. The only thing that is, well, there are similarities. There's Barry, the cool old Jew on the show. There's Seth, the cool old Jew in reality. Reality TV is not really reality. Sarpur and Shekinah, you know. Um, and what's with 90 Day this season? There's no one from the Far East. I don't get it. There's the chick from Uganda. I think she's from who, holy shit, she married a guy right here in fucking Islip, West Islip, even closer to the civilization known as Nassau. Beautiful, funky Nassau. She, yeah, that guy is from West Islip. So there's that. Um, I feel like, you know, I could do that 90-day fiance thing and find someone, you know, from another land and fall madly in love. And then she'd move here, get her green card, take all my shit, probably kill me, and get away with it because there would be people who say no great loss. However, after dealing with those units in the Bronx and the average white band unit that I won that was up in Connecticut, you know, I'll bid on motorcycles as far as like 100 miles away. I'll go drums 150 miles if it's something I want, and I pretty much want all drums. But otherwise, I'm sticking local. It's a lot of units locally, a lot. There was a unit in Hempstead that was that was and is because I rented it rented that unit because there was no way I could clear it out in 24 hours. It should be condemned. It's disgusting. Was there cool shit in it? There was some cool shit in it. However, all of the Smith and Wesson cases that I saw are empty, are empty. To add insult to injury, as I'm looking through everything, I find paperwork for what the guy sold the guns for, or the guy's family sold the guns, whoever. They got, 6 grand for the guns that were in the unit. But so if Jack could put up the Hempstead pics, um, so this was the first glance in, and I'm like, that's not terrible. The auction ends soon. There's got to be something. It's not terrible, because you can't smell a smell through a computer picture. When I opened those doors that first day, woof, and with this nose, holy shit. So I got this unit, and there's a bunch of pics, and those are gun cases, actual handgun cases. They also are empty handgun cases, so that sucked. But that I don't remember what it was. There was a couple of like targets, like that looked like human being cutouts. Um, that I can't recall. It might have been TV mounts. Um, this was just those are clips for automatic weapons. Clips for automatic weapons. There were speed loaders. Oh, I hope I have a speed loader picture in. But yeah, those are clips for automatic weapons. And this was the best part of the unit. Signed, authenticated Muhammad Ali boxing gloves. So that, kind of made the rationale to rent it for a month, because for what those sold for, you're still making money, even if you rent the unit. They hosed me um, 884 bucks on the credit card. I did it the other day. 884 bucks. Brutal, brutality. So, but there was just so much stuff. If anyone needs a washer dryer, I don't know if that's in with the pictures. My hand looks very effeminate holding that, in my humble opinion. But those were these giant brand new knives that sell for a couple of $100, anywhere between 1 and 200 bucks each. The box is filled with them. So that freaked me out a little, because I'm like, what's this guy, a fucking serial killer? There were a lot of garbage bags, a lot of crap, but so, and that's reality, man. That is reality. I got a couple of units out in Suffolk that were bizarre, and I talked about one of them before. This unit uh, was looked to me to be fantabulous. Um, and sometimes they post pictures that clearly are staged. They'll put something right in front that is attractive to someone. I don't play golf. Golf is not a sport. Golf is, old guys wearing hideous clothes walking around, or middle-aged guys driving carts, drinking and acting like assholes. With that said, I would like to buy a miniature golf course, because I'm only 5'6". No, that's not why. But I would like to buy a miniature golf course because it's fun, and kids should be out having fun. So the next one of these units is a photo, and this is what you're bidding. If it's not a live auction, if you're online, you are bidding on what you see. So they'll post however they can make the unit attractive. So one of these next pics, and I think I might have shown a similar one once before, because it's not like you're buying a unit based on these pictures. So check this out. Oh, if anyone needs a cosmetology bed with a sun lamp, I have one that I'd let go for 150 bucks. Right there. Look at it. It's beautiful. I did clean it up and it actually is beautiful. They sell for about 11 to 1500. Give me 150 bucks. Get it the fuck out of my garage. I'll even bring it to you. If that's what it takes, I'll bring it to you. Assuming you're in the Long Island area. This is the picture. Oh, I'm going to bid on this unit. How does anyone bid on this unit? Talk about rolling the dice. What's inside? Is it filled with cash? Is it filled with, you know, narcotics? Maybe it has Quaaludes. Maybe it's just tons of Quaaludes. 714. Uh, who knows? Who knows? Oh, I should talk about that on the 14th. This unit, sadly, I won. So check this out. There were two units for auction, and you could tell that the stuff was from the same house. The woman was, and some of this is sad, and some of it you have to laugh at. She was a pro bowler. I don't run in those circles. I'm not, you know, I'm a musician. I'm not an athlete. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Um, I want to become a competitive eater. That I could do. That's a sport I could do. But so the unit, I'm like, yeah. And it said in the description, furniture, antiques, which is the word they use for shit in the storage biz, antiques and musical instruments, furniture, antiques, and musical instruments. I will say, beside all of the cool bowling stuff, she was a huge Betty Boop fan. Tons, tons of Betty Boop stuff. Uh, who doesn't love Betty Boop? I feel like her and the welder, drawing a blank on her name, but she's awesome. Who doesn't love them? It's like Wonder Woman. Gotta love Wonder Woman. I personally loved Catwoman. Catwoman, Julie Newmar. I mean, Eartha Kitt was a good Catwoman. My Aunt Minerva uh, had a strong resemblance to Eartha Kitt, so that killed the Eartha Kitt thing for me as a kid. Because I was a perv, but not a sicko. That that photo should be my passport picture. That is a game of Chinese checkers, but do you notice anything about it? Because I do. Did you notice anything? Did you notice anything? Exactly. So that is on the wall. That is on the wall right over there because it's awesome. It's awesome. Um, nice Harley owners group. There's the accordion. If anyone would like an accordion, I will give you such a deal. It has books in it. It has books you can learn to play. You can. Eyes are going again. Eyes, nose, ear, nose, and throat. If anyone knows a good EMT, I need an EMT. That is Stan holding a Christmas angel. It's beautiful. This was from a unit that I offered to give the woman back all her shit. If she paid me what I paid for the unit, she owed fucking $2,100 on the unit. I paid, I think, 340. I said, give me 340. It's filled with all your clothes. I did give her back all her tax papers, all her legal papers, ID, every photo that was in there, a shitload of her clothes, because I have friends who have lost units. I lost a unit after the divorce. It sucks. So every unit I get, my first priority is to return anything personal. Anything personal is a must. Um, God, Stan the man, look at him. You know, I do have to say it's Stan because otherwise people are like, he has Fabio. Fabio works for him. So anyone under probably 45 is like, Fabio, what's he talking about? Look at that. Christmas Angel. I don't know what, but the girl was like, can I have that back? And I said, no, no. I gave you all this clothes. She actually is still calling me for stuff. And sorry, sorry, I gave her back so much stuff. So much stuff. So, I mean, there are just, there's all kinds of shit. I was bidding on a Mustang convertible, and I don't know if that's the next pick. I'm trying to open up. We don't know. I can go with whatever we have. There it is. I like that they blur out the license plate. However, they say the VIN number in the fucking thing. So the deal with automobiles in New York is that if they don't have a title, you're buying it for parts. However, you're buying the vehicle, and if they list the VIN number, you can go to motor vehicles with your receipt from the storage unit because you own that vehicle. Same thing with motorcycles. Yeah, baby. So, certain areas have a lot of motorcycles in the units. Uh, Jamaica, Queens, a lot of bikes. The Bronx, a lot of bikes. They're not, I don't like, the hunched over Japanese bikes. Um, I like a cruiser. I like to sit back. I like a fat boy, a Harley fat boy, because then it's a fat boy on a fat boy, or a Sportster, because then when people point, they'll say, look, it's a fat boy and a Sportster, and it's just me. So, but so that Mustang, I was the high bidder all along, all along. I was so simultaneously bidding on a red one, all along, high bidder, and the auction got canceled because the owner paid for the unit. So, you know, I think that's good. I like when people get their shit back. Now, fast forward this week, and that all came from a unit in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn. Now, if I tell you, I saw the drums and I placed the bid. I bid high. I bid high because I saw the fiberglass and wood congas. Those are money. Um, I didn't realize the quantity of stuff. And there's a video of me short. I have like maybe 3 short vids, but me walking into the unit, the excitement, I'm like a child on Christmas. If we could. All right, I just broke the tag.
It's big.
Yeah, so this was a church unit, and bam! Let's see what they are. Yamaha, Yamaha, Yamaha. This unit was a personal unit, not a business unit. And this was my Best Buy.
Oh, Seth.
My Best Buy. Holy shit. My Best Buy.
If you don't mind me asking, what was it?
Let me shut the camera. Holy shit.
All right.
Wow, it brought tears to my eyes. That's me sitting in the throne. As king of the Jews, I should have that throne. That's me exhausted on day 2 or day 3 of emptying this unit. The staff there was awesome. It was in East New York. It was in a rough neighborhood. And I will tell you that we're driving through, and I said to Stan, this is fucked up. Look at this must be a BMW dealership. It's all brand new Beamers. And Stan said, it's the projects. And he was right. It was a housing project. But East New York is rough, man. I was looking for a bank because I had to pay for the unit in cash. and I couldn't do it from an ATM. It was way too much money. I couldn't find a fucking bank in East New York. So if we could pop up the second video, that would be awesome. Best part of the unit. Just kidding, of course.
Look.
Dollies, wheels, Jesus Loves You, American flags, drum rack, 2 kits, 2 keyboards, 10 music stands, guitar, amplifiers, PA system. This is my unit. This is my unit, and this is my unit. Perfect personal unit. I am one happy camper. Yeah, I was one happy camper. I don't know why I said that. I usually go with one happy Hebrew. So the that X8, it's a Phantom X8. They sell for around $4,800 new. I was wrong. There were 4 keyboards in addition to the X8. 4 keyboards, a couple of guitars, PA system. The unit was a church. Fuck, I meant to bring down the info from the woman. The pastor was very creative, and she had given herself a title. She said she won a Congressional Medal of Honor, all kinds of shit, lots of photoshopped photos of her and Obama, her and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, all photoshopped, clearly photoshopped when you look up close. Hanging on a wall far away, I don't think you'd notice. Next week I'm gonna open with that, and I'm gonna send Bobby a short and ask him, or I'll send it to Jacqueline and ask her to post it, because some of the shit is just outrageous. Here's the downside of the unit, and I don't think I photographed it. Downside of the unit is that, I'm sorry, my eyes, plus it sincerely is sad. The downside of the unit is that there were envelopes written with cash in them, sometimes $2, $3, and it said, "This is, I hope God understands this is all I could afford." $20, "I hope God understands. I'll give him more when I get paid." There was a ledger book with the amount of money that people Zelle, that people PayPal, that people Venmo, that amounted to about 30 grand, and it was from hundreds of people. This fucking scam of a church is, I just was blown away. There were cease and desist letters from the state of New York telling her to stop using the term doctor. She's not a doctor. So screwed up. I found a checkbook, and there was weekly checks written to her. Just a mess. It was very upsetting. Very upsetting. So it was my best unit, but it was quite upsetting. The positive is that when we finished the first day and I brought things home, like the drums and the instruments and the throne, we went to All American Burger. So I feel like this could be a good time to mention some sponsors. And All American Burger, it's All American Burger. It's Merrick Road in Massapequa, right by Hicksville Road. Come on. If you've never been there, I can't fathom that anyone's never been there. I can't fathom that. because it's all American burger. Um, Larry Scott Pro Gear. Whenever you go to Larry, if you're coming from Long Island, he requests all American burger. No bullshit, he really does. Three, four, five, six, seven. It's an 8 lug snare. I wonder why he went with 8 lug snare for the logo. 10 probably would look too busy. Um, Larry knows his musical instruments. You get great deals. He's handsome. He's handsome. Maybe I'd want him as a cellmate if I ever was incarcerated. Maybe. Um, but the best thing about All American Burger is that right across the parking lot is Marshall's Ice Cream Bar. Chocolate and vanilla twist, rainbow sprinkles. Ooh, my ninnies just got hard. They really did. Uh, Marshall's Ice Cream Bar. See the picture and my nipples get hard. Um, God, I hope Diane Marshall is not watching this. Uh, although that could be a tagline, you know, Marshall's Ice Cream Bar. Your nipples will get hard. It's good stuff. Good stuff. And you can't forget Go Go Granny Racing. I think Boom Chicka Boom might have run tonight, either tonight or tomorrow night. But the I'm going to an event in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh, and Go Go Granny has a couple of horses running. I'm hoping to get to stand in the winner's circle. Although any circle that I stand in, I feel like would be a winner's circle. But I do have to schedule with her to get her on one of the shows. Maybe we'll do it via phone, but I do need the footage of her horse giving birth because a horse gives birth to a horse. I know it's fucked up, but it comes out and it's a horse, and you're like, huh, that's a horse. It reminds me. I don't think I talked about Mrs. Gottlieb going to the gynecologist, but Mrs. Gottlieb went to the gynecologist, and she's waiting for him, and he comes in, and he's going to examine her, and he says, "Holy smokes, Mrs. Gottlieb, you have a very large vagina." She says, "Excuse me?" He said, "I'm serious. You have a huge vagina." She's all embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. She's all embarrassed. She goes home. She can't stop thinking about it. So she takes a mirror off the wall. She lays it on the ground. She says, "I can't believe that he said that." She gets naked and she's standing over the mirror. Just then, Dr. Gottlieb walks into the bedroom and he says, what, what are you doing?" She says, I'm exercising." And he says, "Oh, okay. Just don't fall into that big hole." So, a horse gives birth to a horse. Of course, of course. Craziness. Craziness, craziness. I still can't believe I wasn't invited. A freak off to a Puff Daddy freak off. Anyone who wasn't watching the beginning is going to be like, what is wrong with him? It's a freak off. I am so happy I remembered that. Uh, Nonetheless, I'm very, very upset that I was never invited to a freak off. I wonder if it's because I'm no, he has there. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm not famous and wealthy and uh, can't do anything to further advance his agenda. But listen, whatever the verdict is, the verdict is. OJ, we're not going to discuss it. He was, as a kid growing up, OJ was my favorite football player. My favorite. Um, And he might be up there on my list of murderers also. He's probably in the top 3 murderers. He's the juice. He's the juice. So, I wonder if he said to Ron Goldman, "Don't lose your head over this. That poor guy is bringing back sunglasses and gets decapitated. That's fucked up." But with that said, Tinder and Match. Tinder and Match. I am greeted by all of these Tinder emails, Tinder text messages, Tinder. They would throw a fucking rock through my window with a note that says, Ming Lei likes you. Sun Yi likes you. What's not to like? You know, I'm the host of the happy hour with Seth. I am just glancing with my glasses because I can't believe how quickly the time flies. You guys are the best therapist I have ever been to. I had a great therapist until the incident. So check this out. Look at this. I have 135 likes. I covered their names. The names were changed to protect the innocent. These girls are, some of them are borderline beautiful. My profile says I'd like to meet a woman within 10 to 20 miles of my house. Actually, I would like to meet a woman in my house because I'm not really, like, I always talk about going out. And then when I do, I'm like, why am I out? This fucking sucks. But so the 135 girls like me. 100 of them want a fucking green card. Listen, would it be terrible that you climb on this 6 nights a week and you get a green card? You could do worse, honey. You could do worse, is all I'm saying. Out of that 135, I'm going with 10 are probably dudes. Because remember, I've had 3 Tinder dates, and one of those 3 was a guy, and he was fucking beautiful. God damn, he was beautiful, except for the part where he has a cock and man hands. That's not my thing. If it's your thing, God bless you. That's your thing. It's your thing. Do what you're gonna do. It's not my thing. I have my own cock. I don't need someone else's cock. I have a cock. Um, and I love it. So my cock, no one else's. So the odds, I'm going with 10 are dudes. So 100 are green cards, 10 are dudes. I'm going to go with another 10 are insane. 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 I'm going to go with, so I'm at 120. That's 15 left. I'm going to go 10 are hookers because remember, one of my 3 Tinder dates was a hooker. I thought I was doing so well. No, she was legit a hooker. I took her to a fucking Met game. I thought, this chick loves me. This girl loves me. No, this girl wanted $400. Uh, Not happening. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever paid for sex. I mean, except for my marriage. That was a very costly, that was a costly uh, sexual payment. I don't want to say a negative term for my ex because if my kids see this, you know, listen, we have 2 beautiful children. We had a nice run. 22-year marriage. I'd say probably 11 or 12 of those years were good. Better than most people. So, and now she's like in non-existent. I'm trying to think of the word inconsequential. Whatevs. We don't speak. We don't. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I have two beautiful kids from her. And you know, I was in therapy for a while until the incident. Um, and I wouldn't change that either. She was a great therapist, and she was a great therapist. Unbelievable. Uh, I, 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 you know, I probably might reveal a little too much on this about the therapist. My nipples getting hard when I eat ice cream. Um, you know, with that said, so I've been speaking to two different girls on Tinder, and one is looking for a husband, but like this week, like she wants to get married, and the other one keeps talking about how she's one with the Lord, and meanwhile she she filths up every conversation. She's like, "Would you like to, you know, come over right now and we could?" And she doesn't like make it romantic. She's like, "We could, you know, fuck by my pool." And I say, first of all, you live in Perth Amboy. And second of all, I'm sure you know your way around a cock, not this one. So, but I will let you know how it goes with, I have a match date later this week, tomorrow. That's later this week. Friday is the 4th. Friday's the 4th. So, we have about 2 minutes left, but I would like to say that this this America the Beautiful, this is such a great fucking country. Even our haters won't leave. Even our haters won't leave. God bless America. You know, the men and women who have died for this country, um, knowingly entering the military or have just been victims of some kind of terrible situation. It's the 4th of July. It's our Independence Day, 1776. You do the math. Uh, you know, we've been kicking ass and taking names for a long time. It's the best country. We have a great fucking flag. We have a great flag. Uh, you know, I would say among the top three flags, maybe five, top five, because I'd put Canada probably at five. I'd put Israel probably at two. Um, I kind of dig the Japanese flag. I think that's pretty cool. Holy smokes, people. I don't shut the fuck up. Listen, guys, have a great 4th. We're going to talk about fireworks. We're going to talk about Independence Day. Tell people you love them. Buy the shoes, buy the snare drums. Special thanks to Jackie for doing a great job. Bobby, everyone at Strong Island. Have a great, great 4th. Be safe. I'll see you on Wednesday.